because we have a lot to cover. Okay, I just want, can I have somebody from Fayette read our mission statement?
To safeguard the health of low-income women, infants, and children up to age 5 who are at nutrition risk by providing nutritious food to supplement diets, information on healthy eating, and referrals to health care.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So I'm sticking with the same quotes that I used yesterday, just because we're still talking about procedures today. That creativity dies in an indisciplined environment, and a culture of discipline is not a principle of business. It is a principle of greatness. So I think that helps us, again, gets our mindset talking about change in procedure and to remain disciplined so that we can move from good to great. Here are today's objectives. We're going to explain the rationale for the new procedure, review all sections of the new special formula order form, and answer questions. So this training is going to cover two major changes. There's a form change and a process change, and this is in regards with the state-ordered formula procedures. So this just gives you a little history about the process change. In early 2014, Georgia WIC performed an audit of the state-ordered formula. 199 vouchers could not be matched to a formula order. Without a 199 voucher, cost of food could not be matched to a Georgia WIC participant. And this does not meet requirements for food dollar expenditure accountability. So we needed to identify a way to assure that 100% of food dollars were expended for a Georgia WIC participant. And the solution is assure that the 199 voucher number accompanied the order and could be entered into the database with the order. So implementation started February 1st. All MDS with February dates must be accompanied by a 199 voucher number for February orders. Orders with MDFs dated prior to February 1st must be accompanied with a 199 voucher number for March orders. And if you have questions or concerns, you need to contact your regional manager. So this is the new form, and I'm going to be going over the things that are highlighted yellow are the new changes. Everything else is the same. So as far as what the CPAs fill out, there's not going to be a lot of big changes with that. It's a few simple things. So I'm just going to sort of briefly go through some of the things that I think is important on the special order form. The phone, for phone number 1, the previous procedure was you would call when sending an order, but now they want you to email. So there's 3 different people that you can email when you're sending in an order. And then you're still going to fax all, send all faxes to that number up on top of the order form. And then, of course, as usual, we're going to make sure that the MDF is accurate. You're going to enter the date of next cert, and then you're going to enter the next cert type, like if it's a mid-cert or a half-cert. So none of that part has changed. First day to use, that still stays the same, and you're going to put it in as a month, day, year. Okay, this part is new. So the voucher code is always going to be a 199. The voucher number is going to be the, of course, it's going to be the number on the voucher. So that's new because we haven't had to put that on the previous forms. So the voucher would have to be printed before you can put the voucher number on this special formula order form. So we are not printing up to 3 months at a time. We'll go into more specifics about the procedures that we're going to do. But you're still going to write in the voucher number on the order form instead of sending in the voucher receipt. That is a change. And we're going to go into more specifics. So the following slides are a step-by-step process of issuing vouchers. Ordering formula from the state, issuing the formula once received to the participant, and the required management of the signed vouchers. So these are the steps that you're going to go through for a 1-month issuance. So step 1, the client is certified and is on a state-ordered formula. So that's the first step. Step 2, the clerk prints and issues 1 month of food package and or the 199 package. That's the second step. Casey, anytime you want to say something, you can comment.
Okay, I got that hint. So basically, you're printing just the 1 month's worth, and I guess I don't want you to be confused where it says like food package and or 199 package. That would be for your clients that like they get a state ordered formula, but then they also get foods, which might not be every client. So if they're getting foods and state ordered, you're going to go ahead and give them their food benefit. All right, so the clerk is going to get the client to sign the voucher receipt, just like you would get any voucher receipt signed, because that has to go with your daily list. And the client is going to leave with those food vouchers, but we're actually going to keep the 199 voucher, the state-ordered formula voucher, in a voucher file box. And we're going to do that so that the client doesn't lose that state-ordered voucher. When the CPA orders the formula, they'll use that 199 voucher number. And Gwen had already showed you that highlighted section. That's where you'll put that voucher number. It should just be one voucher number. And there was also some discussion. A lot of you are real savvy pulling up the voucher screen. You don't actually have to go get that voucher number out of the box. You can just pull it up from the voucher screen. If you know that it's February's issuance, then you can see, February the 3rd, and the voucher number is to the far right. Or if you need to go ahead and order for March, you can pull up in the voucher screen. You'll be able to see March, whatever the 1B is, and get that voucher number instead of having to dig through the box.
Casey,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Keeping the 199 voucher, is that something we were already supposed to be doing? Because in the past we were giving it to the client.
Correct.
But we were
So
making
completely
copies. I'm sorry?
We're not doing any of that anymore. That part of the procedure, what the clerk used to do, that's gone away. We're not sending copies of the vouchers to the state. They don't want it. They just want the voucher number, but they want it up front instead of after the fact. So they want that voucher number in order for you to even order the formula instead of them getting a copy of it after the formula was picked up.
Will we also need to, or will the CPAs need a copy of that for the health record?
No. Let's finish through the steps, and you'll see because it's not even mentioned, and then we'll we'll cover any blanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do you
Yeah,
go?
yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let me just recap just real quick. All right. Clients issued a state ordered formula. They come in with the MDF. The clerk went ahead and they printed the 199 voucher, and they got the client to sign the receipt. Just the receipt. We kept the actual voucher in our clinic. It's not signed, we kept that voucher. When the CPA ordered that formula, they used that voucher number to request that formula from the state, and that's where we are now. Now the formula has come in, and we've contacted the participant to come in and pick up that formula.
Okay, if y'all have questions, let us get through the presentation. Write your questions down, and we'll take them at the end.
All right, so the client has come in to pick up that formula, and that's when they're going to sign that 199 voucher. We're basically acting like the vendor. So they're getting it from us, just like if they were to go to the grocery store and they would sign it with that vendor. We're acting like the vendor. So when we go ahead and we give them that formula, we're going to get them to sign that 199 voucher that had already been printed before the formula was ordered. And then we'll file that signed voucher in that voucher file box, and it does have to be filed by participant name and in date order. At that time that she came to get, let's say, the February order, you'll go ahead before she leaves and print her March voucher. And she's going to sign March's receipt in front of you, so you'll file it with your daily list. That'll create a voucher number that the CPA will then be able to use when it's time for them to order the March formula. But the actual March voucher is going to go in that voucher box. Oh, I jumped ahead. So this just repeats what I just said. The client signs the voucher receipt for March's formula, but the clinic will keep the March voucher filed in that box by their name.
So this is just an example of what a client would experience for a 1-month issuance. And we also gave you, this as an attachment, as additional handout too, just to sort of remind you how the process flows. So if you noticed in the first month, this first step is the first visit is certification. The second step would be to issue this month's vouchers, so that would be February's vouchers. The next step would be to order the formula, and then the fourth step would be the second best visit, issue this month's formula and print next month's vouchers. So you're always going to be printing ahead. And then it shows you the second month, you're going to be ordering the formula, and then the first visit, issue this month's vouchers, and then print for next month's vouchers. And then the same with the third month, fourth month, fifth month, sixth month. It's almost starting back over. It is starting back over again, basically, because we have to have a new MDF, so the whole process starts over again. So this goes back to the special formula order form, and this is not new, where you have to justify if you're going to be using ready to feed or a container size, such as the nurse sets. And again, this is just where we're at with the new. I wanted to sort of show you where we're at where it said to justify. So you have, this is the same where you have a new order and then a repeat order. A new order is a first order for the participant, a change from an old order form to a new order form, or any change to the MDF. So if it's, they change the ounces per day or the flavor, or if the diagnosis changes. A repeat order is where nothing has changed since the previous month's order. The MDF has not expired. You want to continue to check repeat order. You can find the common formula maximums, and you want to make sure as the CPA that you're using this form so that you're calculating the correct number of ounces and how much you're supposed to be ordering, so you're not over-issuing or under-issuing. This is the website to the Formula WIC resources up top. So when you get back, make sure you save that in your favorites because you're going to need to use it. So you see 4th, 5th, 6th, that's for repeat orders. You have additional comments if you need to explain something. So all formula no longer being used by the participant it was ordered for should be placed in your formula on hand and managed in your regular formula inventory. So that process for us has not changed. That's what we have been doing in the past. The one thing that has changed is the state formula order tracking form, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So what's highlighted in blue is just what the state WIC office is going to be filling out. So we're not going to be filling out any of the sections in blue. And again, the additional information is any information that will help in clarifying the order. So this could be items like reduced amount ordered to proration, if the participant's NPO, if there was a food package change. Those are just examples that you may want to write in there to help in clarifying. Okay, and we talked about the repeat orders. Okay, nothing has changed with how you calculate how many cans you're supposed to be using. Okay. Towards the end of the presentation too, we do have some questions that the state has answered for those that had submitted questions to them. So some questions you may be having right now may already be answered at the end of the presentation when we go over those. So this just shows you where you write the total number of cans needed. And again, none of this has changed. We've been doing this. Just keep in mind that this is total number of cans needed is what you're going to need from the state office. Not what the total number that the participant needs, just the number that you're going to need from the state office. Okay. So for number 41, you're going to fax the packing slip to the state WIC office. You're no longer needed to fax the voucher receipt. You're going to file with the voucher receipts for that day. Sign voucher at formula pickup. This is new, so you're going to keep the voucher in an easily accessible box, and the boxes should be coming in today. So this just gives you, on the special formula order form, there is the trading database, and there also is the common formula maximums. Those are the websites to it. This is the special formula order tracking form, and this is what we're going to start using as of today. So those of you that are responsible for the special formula order for each region, make sure you're using this form now. These are the things highlighted in yellow that have changed. The date of last MDF, next MDF due date, first day to use, and the voucher number. That's what has changed. That's what you're going to be filling in. All right, so what I've done here is I've tried to show you sort of an example. If someone, let's say someone fails to pick up, like you had filled all this top part out, and someone failed to pick up, you would write failed in the square here, and of course nothing was issued, so you're going to mark through that box. And then of course at the amount of formula left over, you're going to put the total amount of formula that you have in stock. Then on the second line, you're going to fill in those boxes as usual for the preceding month that the participant comes in to pick up. You didn't have to order anything from the state because we have the formula left over. So you're going to put a slash through that box. You're going to put a slash through the next box, all the way through until you had the date the client picked up. So then if the client does show up the following month, you're going to put that date in, and then you're going to put the amount of formula that you actually gave the client, and then what is left over.
Hey, Gwenna?
Yes.
And that's where if they failed to pick up, you're technically voiding that particular voucher that they never came in to sign, because that issuance for that month is now expired. Like that voucher number is no longer good. That voucher number is for an expired issue month. So you basically, that voucher is null and void. You don't want to use that same voucher number.
That's a good point, Casey. So a fillable order form can be found on the formula resources page, and that was the website that was a website I'd given you about 3 slides ago. And again, everyone should have a copy of this presentation and then all the additional handouts with all the information on it. So these are some of the questions from the pilot training that maybe will clarify some of the questions that y'all may have. And then after we go through this, we'll open it up to more questions. So this was the first question. Would it be considered a new order if the child brings a new identical MDF to a subcert? And the answer is yes. Every time a participant brings a new MDF, that is being used to order formula, whether for a subcert, half cert, mid-cert, mid-assessment, or follow-up visit, it will be considered a new order. Can we keep the vouchers at the clinic and give it to the participant to sign each month? No pre-signing. In the pilot training, some clinics were concerned that their participants would lose their 199 voucher. This would mean that a participant in very high need for specialized nutritional care would not receive their product. So clinics are being approved to keep the actual voucher in the clinic. These vouchers cannot be cashed in the store and will not end up in the regular banking system. They are working on a reporting method, they being the state. They're working on a reporting method for those districts who do issue to the participants and the participant loses the 199 voucher. So we won't have to worry about that because we're keeping the voucher. And we will not lose the voucher.
We keep lots and lots of vouchers already, so we better not lose the voucher. We are responsible for hundreds and hundreds of vouchers.
Okay. So in the case where I'm holding the 199 voucher for the participants so they don't lose it, what do I do with a voucher if they don't come back for formula issuance? You're going to write void on the voucher and keep with the other signed vouchers for formula received for that participant by date. If a formula order is placed for a participant and upon state review of the MDF, the formula order is not approved and the client is being changed to a different formula, what do we do with the 199 voucher? The voucher must be returned and voided if the new formula is not state ordered. The voided voucher will be attached to the voucher receipt of the replacement voucher. If it is another state ordered formula, the same 199 voucher number can be used for the replacement order. The state has not used the voucher number in this case. So this is about 199 voucher state order formula. Do we have to document on the 199 voucher or voucher receipt the amounts of formula issued? No, this should be tracked on your state ordered formula log. Should a copy of the 199 voucher still be sent in to the state WIC office? No, we can verify vouchers in VMARS. Keep your signed voucher in the participant folder by date, and of course we're keeping it in a box by the participant's name. What should we do if a participant comes in for certification after missing a visit and we have formula on hand but not enough for the whole month? So you will print two 199 vouchers for that issuance. The first is for the issuance of the state ordered formula for the participant that was on hand. The second is for the new order. The voucher number for the 199 that the participant is holding for the balance of the issue is what is included on the order. What should we do if a participant comes in for a food package change from one state ordered formula to another? If a participant has a food package change mid-month for a different formula, you would complete the food package change, print the 199 voucher, and order the appropriate formula with the 199 voucher. So I have a person coming in February 12th for formula pickup who is still in a good cert. I'm placing the order on February 5th. I can place this order without the 199 voucher number for February. When the client picks up the formula, I will print their March vouchers, including the March 199 voucher. And that, yes, that's what the state is saying, that's correct. So they need a clarification that they do not need to write down transfers anymore. In the old process, when formula was transferred from one participant to another within the district or to another clinic in the state, you had to notify the state WIC office at the time of the order about the specific participant and amounts being transferred. Notifying the state is no longer necessary, but we still need to document in our local logs the disposition of formula per WIC procedures. So I threw these two questions in here because I get a lot of questions about rounding. And this is rounding with state formula orders. Use your common formula maximum resource and never issue more than the maximum allowed for the participant's feeding type. You can round up when calculating ounces per day to the monthly issuance, as long as you don't go over the maximum allowed per month. The fully formula-fed infant must always receive the maximum allowed for their feeding type without going over the maximum. So they give a couple examples. So they prescribe 31 ounces a day of the Elecare, and it's an infant, that's 3 months, 5 days. So if you do, if you do the calculations correctly, you come up with 9.8 cans. Well, the maximum for an infant is 9 cans, so that's how many you're going to issue. And that's the 3-month, 5-day-old infant. So then if you have an infant that's 5 months, 5 days, and you do the calculations and you come up with 9.8 cans, the maximum issuance for this aged infant is 10 cans, so then you would issue 10 cans. All right, so another example they give here is complete pediatric. And it comes out to be 85.2 cans. The maximum issuance is 107 cans for this formula, so you're going to give them 86 cans. Okay. We have about, I guess we have time for questions.
I have a question for Casey.
Okay.
So say that the participant shows up and they're like 2 to 3 weeks late. Would we still have to prorate the state ordered
Yes.
formula since they're late?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have a question for the formula orders that we're getting in for this month. So we should just go ahead and still fax the voucher receipt since we haven't started at 199 if I get some formula in this week.
Right. You need to get with your regional manager. I think what we were trying to do for each region is get all the participants on the same pickup to make it easier.
Like the same exact day or the same exact week?
The same week.
We already have that. So, well,
Okay.
at least in our region, Gwenna. So, like, I'm getting a formula order today. So I should, have them sign the voucher receipt and fax it to the state as normal.
Yes.
And then start this next time when they come and print them their March, let them sign the receipt for their March and start the show on the road.
That's correct.
Okay. And then I know that this is a fillable form, which actually it was last time too. It's just changed a little bit. So it's great that it's a fillable form, but we're still printing it out and putting it in a
Faxing
paper
it.
log.
Right, and it said, I can discuss it. It did say that we can email, but we have to have, it has to be encrypted. Let me get that clarified. Let me clarify that. Is that what you're asking me? It would be great to email it versus faxing it?
Oh, that's actually not what I was asking particularly, but Rebecca wants to know that too. So there you go. That's part 1A of my question. Yeah. So okay, you said that we used to call them and fax,
Right.
and now we email and fax.
Correct.
So just email them to let them know we're faxing. Don't put any client information in there.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, so that answers the first question. Okay, part B of the question was the fillable form I was talking about. Like, I know the state order form is a fillable form, but the special order tracking log is a fillable form, as it was last time when I got it, which is good, but we're still keeping a paper log we're not keeping electronic log yet. I assume that's what they're moving towards since they're making this a fillable form, but right now, still a paper log.
Right, and I mean, that's something, that we can look at too, eventually making that here in our district where we're not printing it out. But we haven't gotten to that step yet. So
Okay.
you're going to make it, you're going to still keep it in the state formula order log,
Okay.
hard copy.
Okay. Thanks.
Hey, Gwenna.
Yes.
I just wanted to just clarify a little more for Shelley's question, because remember that per policy and procedure, a child has to be a full 7 days late before you would prorate, but an infant has to be a full 14 days late before you would do any prorating. Just keep that in mind if they do come in late.
Any other questions? Now's your time.
Hey, this is Susan. I just wanted to let everybody know that the boxes are actually coming to the district office and we will distribute them from here. So they won't get the boxes today. Hopefully they'll get them by at least next week at the latest.
Okay. Okay, well, if there's no further questions, we'll end it.
Gwenna.
Go ahead, Casey.
Well, and just remember, I know you guys have gotten an email out, but the 2015 procedures manual is now considered active for our district and for all intents and purposes, which means the 2014 has got to be deleted off of every CP that it's been downloaded to, and you do have to get rid of your physical copy. You cannot keep your 2014 physical copy in clinic because the 2015 is in effect. So make sure that you're shredding, that you're deleting the file off the PC. I was gonna say PCU. Off the PC. And don't forget, especially Griffin. Even if you have 4 CPA offices and only 1 CPA, those other PCs need to be done as well. If you have extra workstations in your clinic, make sure you're not forgetting about those. That's all.
Okay, we have the Survey Monkey to fill out, so please, when you go back to your computer, fill out the Survey Monkey, and have a good day. Thank you.
I'm sorry. The Survey Monkey for yesterday, I didn't receive that email. Was that sent?
Yes.
I didn't receive it
We
either.
didn't receive it.
Talk to Frida. It was sent to Frida.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.